Welcome back to the trailer reaction from Hyper RPG. We're doing the trailer reaction for Han Solo.
Han Solo.
I think it's just called Solo.
We have 25 people
What
here.
was that pronunciation? Were you being an alien from Star Wars? Hello.
Impression of Therm Scissor Punch. Is that what that was?
Han Solo.
Punch is my new favorite
Listen,
Star Wars character.
fuck everyone in this house. I've had more drinks than everybody else.
Real quick, just to
I
explain.
don't know. I'm doing pretty well over
Everybody
here.
watching
true.
on the internet,
That's true.
we had a
Barbecue
A
party?
barbecue cookout today, and everyone's drunk. So here we go.
Yay!
We were watching
Yay!
WrestleMania and we had a good time.
No, we knew that this trailer was coming out, so we had to have a drunk barbecue.
We knew it,
Yes.
but we
Yeah.
knew this morning.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Okay.
So,
We had a party
here comes
to
Zach.
celebrate.
Uh-oh.
None of the views that are said on this show represent the views of the company in any way, shape, or form.
That's true.
Disclaimer.
We didn't sign
Disclaimer.
shit before we did this.
Yeah.
We didn't.
But so okay.
But we did drink a lot of alcohol.
We did. So we're doing this trailer reaction for the Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this trailer. Emma, Cameron, and I did a trailer reaction to like the trailer of the trailer.
Yep.
Yes, and that was in February or March.
It
And
was.
This is the first time we actually had like a full trailer since
Is
then.
this
I know.
considered trailer 1 or
This
trailer
is
2?
Official
considered.
trailer, whatever
So
that
this
is.
is
I don't know.
the official trailer.
Yeah,
that's what
that's what
I've seen a lot of people tweeting about it, various social media posting, and saying that it is trailer number 2 and the final trailer. So
what?
That's fair.
It's been interesting seeing some of the tweets because the tweets to the ad that the Super Bowl was promoting, the thing came out on Monday on Good Morning America.
Yes.
The Twitter response was basically a lot of like, okay. And that was sort of our response too. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
The Twitter response I'm seeing right now is a lot of people going like, I'm in. This looks great.
Cool.
So,
Oh,
that
interesting.
excites me.
Cool.
I'm curious to watch it. I have seen. I agree with you that I have seen mostly a like, oh man, this looks rad, and then I have one friend who's very near and dear to me that's like, listen, Lucasfilm, I'm taking over, and this is now a Lando movie, and it's somebody that I respect her opinion very,
Well,
very much.
I will
So
say about the
Named
first.
Kathleen Kennedy.
the first trailer that we saw, we got a little bit of an idea of kind of what the tone was.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there was
Ish?
not ish, very ish, because there was not a lot about like who are the characters, what sort of the tone of
Yeah.
what their mission is and all that sort of stuff. It was very much just like here's a little bit of
Sure,
everything.
sure. I mean, so far, I feel like what we have been led to believe, and something that we discussed previously, was that this film seems to potentially be straight fan service.
It is. Yeah, it
Rather
feels that
than
way very much, yeah.
actually building upon the Star Wars canon in
Yeah,
an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
way.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I don't disagree one bit at all. I've said this from the beginning, and
Yeah.
we've been talking about this movie for a really long time.
Yes.
and we have said this from the very beginning. Nobody's asking for this movie.
100%. Well, Han Solo is a character that for me was so well defined in Episode 4.
Correct.
That to go back
Yeah.
and tell
Yeah.
the story of what happened to him 5 years before, 10 years before.
Yes,
I don't really need it.
totally. I mean, it's something that we discussed in our initial reaction. We were talking about how Han Solo is very much the Toshiro Mifune character in the Akira Kurosawa films, where he has his entire arc throughout the course of the films on
Yes.
screen, and that is something that makes him such a great character. I
Yeah.
mean, we know that before the original trilogy, Han Solo was a little bit of a jerk, and that's kind of all he needs to be, and we don't necessarily really need to see
I don't need to know all
that.
the why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
every studio that does a prequel for like a mega successful thing, they think they're going to do Godfather Part 2, where it's like, we already had Don Vito Corleone,
Mm-hmm.
played by Marlon Brando, in The Godfather Part 1,
Sure.
and it was brilliant. Don't need any backstory.
Yeah.
Godfather
100%.
2 comes and like, we get to see Bobby De Niro do it. It provides context, I guess. It's,
Well, the
it's
difference is
fantastic. It's great, but
Well, the main thing about The Godfather is that The Godfather's story is more like Don Corleone is Don Corleone. He's already set in stone. That's who he is. He doesn't really have an arc in that movie.
Yeah.
The arc belongs to Michael, and the
And it
tragedy of The
parallels.
Godfather
Yeah.
is, oh, I didn't want this life for you. But Don Corleone in that first film doesn't have an arc.
No,
So
he's
there's something
just-
you can look back on
Sure.
and build to.
Right.
We see Han Solo's arc.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Which
do.
is
Yeah.
which is why my main hope for this film is in Lando Calrissian, because by the time we meet him in Empire Strikes Back, he's already had an interesting character.
Yes.
arc.
Yeah,
my
that's
my
true.
hope is that we get to learn enough about Han that's not it's not so much that it feels like we're getting to know everything, because I don't need to know everything. But I
Agreed.
want to know a little bit more of like his relationship with Lando Calrissian, his relationship with Chewbacca, and that's kind of it. I don't need to
Yeah.
know all the whys of Han Solo.
I don't want
To
to
me,
see.
that's not interesting.
I don't want to see a Kessel Run. I don't
No.
want to see
The part
what
you're
he
gonna-
did
you're gonna.
to-
Gonna.
to
We're
I don't
probably
Jabba
going to
the
see this in the
Hutt.
trailer.
I don't want to
You're
see
gonna.
Jabba.
God damn it! All right, let's
That's
watch it.
the downside. You may or may not. I don't know.
But I will
We'll
say
find
the
out.
things I do want to see because we talked about it when we did the teaser, which was like,
Wait,
Oh,
don't-
Stop it!
Too drunk, man. Too drunk. Too drunk to control the clicker.
We talked about it. We talked about it when we did the teaser, which was for me. We're now we're about to get into 4 Star Wars films deep since Disney took over, and now we've seen Stormtroopers, the Empire, the same costumes, the same ships, this, that, and the other. We've seen a little bit in that in the teaser. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing more of the Star Wars universe. Like I know we're gonna see some Empire stuff, but I wouldn't mind if the main villains were not the Empire, maybe bounty hunters
100%.
and
Therm
the riffraff.
scissor punch.
Yeah,
And that's my biggest thing, and that's why I'm kind of excited about what Rian Johnson is going to be doing in terms of a new
Sure.
trilogy. Outside of the Empire, the Rebellion, I think
Skywalkers.
Yeah, I think we're at a point right now where everything is set in a time period that's between episode 3 and 6.
It's 30 years, either 30 years before New Hope or 30 years after New Hope.
I don't need every movie to be
Yeah.
that. Rogue One was great for the most part for what it was, but I don't need every movie to be in that time period. You know, I'm
And
down
Rogue
for
One was
something new.
special because the whole cast died. We know Han Solo is not going to die in this
that's
movie.
Right,
true.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Hashtag in Ryan we trust. Let's watch this trailer.
Let's do it. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
The
let's
wrong
watch the
boy
trailer
died.
for
I
Press
just
the
want
button on purpose.
Solo. What?
Oh, I was expecting more music.
You're after something.
We're on a beach.
Is it revenge?
Yes.
Money.
I'm here for Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah, damn right.
Every time I
Or is
see
it
him, I'm like,
something You look good. Little rough
I like
around
her
the edges,
necklace.
but good.
Heard about a job. Big shot gangster putting together crew.
Oh,
My
nice.
coworker
Paul
once told me
Bettany.
he liked my
I'm a
boobs.
driver
So,
and I'm a flyer.
in real life.
I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a
Yeah.
story. You heard about me. It's true.
Oh, nice.
L3!
Let go of the mean man's face.
Who are these guys? If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Buckle up, baby.
So true.
Yeah.
Fuck, you might steal this movie.
Right?
Steal this movie.
Let me give you some advice. Assume everyone will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
Oh, come on. Shit.
Since when do you know how to fly? 190 years old?
Chewie! I love Chewie. Oh, okay.
So glad we took this job!
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. My initial reaction is I still don't enjoy that remix of the original Star Wars music so much,
Yeah.
but I liked that moment with the 2 Wookiees.
Yes.
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 I am so intrigued by Tandy Newton. She's still not gotten to say anything in
Yeah,
any
yeah,
of these
yeah.
trailers, and I am all in on her, and I am all in on fucking Lando
He has
Calrissian.
to steal the movie.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I really
Oh,
think
totally.
he's steal the
Here's my
movie.
thing. I love Chewbacca so much. I feel like between episodes 7 and 8, he has not been given enough. He is such an important character from the original trilogy. And I feel like people forget why he's so important because of his relationship with everybody.
Sure.
And I hope, and based on this trailer alone, I hope that with the Han Solo movie, Chewie really gets something to do.
Absolutely.
Episode 7, not so much. Episode 8, a little bit more, but still not so much.
Yeah.
I want Chewbacca to be a main character. I don't care that he's a Wookiee.
No,
that he doesn't speak human.
Yeah.
I want that character to have a prominent role in this universe because he's so important to the universe, and he really is one of the pillars of what Star Wars is.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that, one of the things that I got out of this trailer that is something that I think is potentially going to give this movie some level of interest is that relationship between Lando and Han, and that is clearly something that's going to be very present.
100%.
I mean, from the moment they announced he was cast, I was so in.
I mean,
as
who does not love Donald Glover?
Donald
Get the
Glover.
fuck out of here if you
Like,
don't.
come on.
That coat, man.
He's so great.
I like that he's the only pop of color that we really see in
Yeah.
this movie. That
Yeah.
bright yellow coat
It
is
needs
amazing.
to be,
Yeah,
it
it
needs
is.
to be Lando Calrissian. He's got that swagger.
Yeah.
He needs that pop.
He's
I wonder-
so smooth in all the scenes that he's in.
I wonder if I could pull off that yellow.
I mean,
That
sure.
shirt.
Actually, your skin
You
is
think?
just a good complexion to pull
I
off
mean,
that
this,
yellow.
and
Go
I
for
mean,
it.
I think
you
one
can
of,
do
the, one of the things that we've discussed before is that I feel like thus far I haven't seen Han Solo.
Yeah, that's the
in
thing.
this
It's
Very
movie.
limited amount of Alden Ehrenreich.
It's another trailer where God love Alden Ehrenreich. It was really good in the Coen Brothers movie. Y'all should go see. Hail Caesar. He's really good in it.
Sure.
But it is. He is the one thing that doesn't stand out. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, Lady Droid,
Yep.
Lando.
Yep.
This thing's
Han?
interesting. That thing's
What's
interesting.
Tandy Newton doing? She hasn't said
Yeah.
anything
Woody
yet.
Harrelson. I feel like
Well,
if
even-
this had been titled anything else and wasn't like he was just playing like another pirate and it
Yes.
wasn't Han Solo, I think I'd be like way more.
I would have
stoked.
missed him.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely missed him.
to
in
be
the trailer.
completely, I mean, you see all the other characters, you see Alden Ehrenreich, but
Yeah.
you watch it and you're like,
Why is that? What's going on? How come he's not in the trailer
I mean,
as much?
there have
Is it
been
more
reports
difficult?
talking
But
about
this is the
him
thing is,
going.
it's not that he's not in the trailer. He is in the
He is,
trailer.
yeah.
He's just not
Not featured.
standing
Featured
out
in the
for
trailer.
me.
Yep.
No, I really think he is featured in the trailer. He's just not standing
Play
out.
it back again silently. Play it again silently.
It's tough because here's the thing: is like we heard all these rumors that Alden Ehrenreich was having like acting coaches or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But that seems
On-
like
on the
bullshit.
set.
That
And I think, I do agree. I think that's bullshit. And the fact
Well,
that
even if
like
it's true though. Like lots of big movies have
that's
like
why it's
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like,
teachers and
it's not a big
coaches
deal.
and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Disney is mute it though. Mute it. Can it be muted?
So we can just
No, that
replay
doesn't
it.
matter.
and
So we
then
can just listen to
Does it
it.
do anything?
Oh,
there we go.
that works
talk.
also.
I got
Just
you. Keep
lower the
talking, keep
volume.
talking.
I'm asking though, do you think Disney is afraid to put the dude in the trailer with his version of Han in fear of it getting ripped apart by the internet? That's what I'm asking.
I don't
I
know
think it's
if
a little bit of both.
I don't know if
I
it's
think it's
that
a
much
little
of
bit
a
of
fear.
both.
I just think it's I think it's the fact that that's part of
Yeah.
it, but I don't know if it's fully part of it.
Yeah.
Living up to Woody Harrelson.
Well, listen. It's
Woody
fine.
Harrison
living
Ford.
up,
Wrong guy.
living
And
up
Woody
to the
Harrelson
original.
also to me just seems kind of fine. You know what I mean? Like to me, I'm way more
He's
interested
honing it in.
in.
He's just
I'm way more interested in Donald Glover as Lando and Tandy Newton as whatever she's playing, and the lady,
Yeah.
the female programmed
right.
droid.
And
Yeah.
also living up to Harrison Ford's performance as
Right.
Han Solo.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
iconic.
It's impossible. Like who
Yeah.
is going to touch
It's like
it?
trying to step into his shoes as Indiana Jones.
No matter
Yes.
what you do, it's gonna
Yes.
feel like a ripoff, and I
It
feel like
does.
they're very aware of that.
And
Yeah.
my whole argument is, I don't want Alden Ehrenreich to feel like he has to
No.
deliver a Harrison Ford type of performance as Han Solo.
I agree.
But
Well,
you
make
do.
it your
I
own.
have to admit that, like, based on a little bit of insider info,
Sure.
I know I do kind of think that Disney is a little bit afraid to show him because
Yes, they're afraid of
Yeah.
what the
Yes.
controversy will be.
Yes.
Also,
Well, I
Right.
think that's. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that oftentimes when big franchises or even small franchises, whatever, cartoon shows, TV shows, whatever, get spin-offs that feature like everyone's favorite side character and then now they're the lead character, that
Yeah.
doesn't always work
it doesn't.
for those
Right.
reasons. So
It doesn't.
maybe
There's very few Frasers and
maybe-
a lot more Joeys.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Maybe the
Absolutely.
character of Han
Sure.
shouldn't really be the lead guy. He should
You
be
think he'd be
the
like a
side
Mad
guy.
Max? He'd be like a Mad Max type character.
Yes,
I don't
like
think
in
that's a bad
Fury
thing.
Road, where
Yeah.
he was like
Yeah.
not the main character,
right,
and it's
right,
such
right.
a brilliant film.
Well, that's all the
Maybe-
Mad Max movies
maybe
except
they-
for the first one. He's
It
all
really
he's always
is. No, that's 100%
he's
Exactly.
a guy who leads the film forward. Also, I will say, and again, except for the one shot we just saw, everything I'm seeing with Alden Ehrenreich, there's a lot of like smirking.
Yeah.
And Han Solo wasn't much of a smirker
No,
in
he
New Hope.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Can we just
Maybe though
like,
things go really bad for him.
pause
and he
on
loses his smile.
every shot of Donald Glover because like I am
That's great.
here
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah,
Here's
I
the
think
thing,
we
is,
all
like,
are.
I love Han Solo as a character. I hope that the thing that I hope this movie does is not give us 100% context of who he is.
Sure.
I don't need that. But if it's
gonna
an
be
adventure
picked
of
apart, man.
how did I meet Chewie? How did I do this thing? How did I do that?
But
How did I
here's-
get the Millennium Falcon?
Here's the problem
I'm a
you
little
run
more open
into,
to that.
Adam.
Yeah.
When you
The
don't feature
pristine Millennium Falcon.
when you're not
Right.
featured when you're not featuring the facts of this character, all you're left with is the amazing performance that Harrison Ford did because it's all character.
Harrison.
Yeah, sorry, Harrison. Sorry guys,
That's
too many
okay.
beers.
That's
Everyone
okay.
but me is
Harrison.
drunk.
I know. So you're left with the character work that he did.
Yeah.
And that character work is untouchable. Like you can't copy it. And it goes back to what I said before. It'll
Here's
feel
the
like
thing:
a knockoff.
if you're Alden Ehrenreich, you cannot just imitate Harrison
Yeah.
Ford.
Let me ask you this.
No, you have to
Would
bring
we-
something
yeah.
to
Would
it.
we nitpick it so much if they didn't insist he have the Han Solo hair? Like, what if he just had a short buzz cut?
I mean, people
I
jump
don't.
their haircut.
No,
I don't know.
Cam, I think you bring up a good point though. That it's like I feel
It feels like cosplay at like
yes,
a Comic Con.
That's it. Everything we've seen so far, it feels like Harrison Ford, Han Solo cosplay, and let's try to play it as close to Harrison
Sure.
Ford as possible.
Yeah, yeah,
and I mean, they shouldn't have done that simply by virtue of the fact that his voice doesn't have the resonance of Harrison Ford.
He's
doesn't-
not Harrison Ford.
He doesn't have
Period.
Harrison Ford's
Yeah,
presence.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
hoping
the
that like
problem.
everything you guys are describing
He had a
isn't
mohawk.
isn't an issue in the
He
film.
had
Like
cornrows.
you go see the movie and maybe there are scenes and longer takes with this character with this actor that are great that
Yeah.
it's like hard to trailerize, that
Sure.
it's hard to like snip
Sure.
up into
Right.
these
Absolutely. No.
moments.
And
No,
look, if
I'm
I
hoping.
go to the movie and we go to a screening and it's all of what you described.
Yeah.
It's moments in the trailer that we couldn't make work because it's such a in-depth
Sure.
sort of like
Oh no!
long form
Here's the thing.
exploration
Yeah.
of the
I haven't
character.
seen
Yeah,
anything from him so far that makes me write him off as Han Solo.
Sure.
I just also haven't seen anything that
He's
makes
just-
me buy him
He's
as
not
Han
popping.
Solo.
He's not
Yes.
popping.
Okay.
I thought this was a very well cut trailer.
Yeah,
Very
I
well
agree.
And
done
I'm going to
trailer,
steal
yes.
the thing that Cameron said when you guys saw the first one, which is I also like how this does not have the old Star Wars theme with those little
agree.
piano notes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
made
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
epic and
I agree.
emotional.
I
This
agree.
isn't that. It's
No.
this
Yeah.
trailer is cutting away.
Trying
That's
to-
like
it's
here's
trying to create its
fun.
own identity.
It's Western. It's fast. It's quippy. It's fun. It's not the emotional Star Wars. This is just like some side
They're-
thing.
You're not gonna be able
Sure.
to
I
make
agree.
a
I
quick
agree.
cut of trailer reactions if people are like,
Yeah.
crying.
yeah. When they see
Or
a
if you
character.
do, you're a weirdo for this
If
trailer.
you're like, man,
That's
that
not-
synthesized Star Wars theme really
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
did it
yeah.
for me.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of
Got
Sin,
you.
so I like it.
and I mean, I'm
love
hopeful.
Sin.
This was it's written by Lawrence Kasdan and his son, who,
Sure.
if anybody
John,
knows Han
yeah.
Solo
Yeah.
really well, it's Lawrence Kasdan. So clearly, very hopeful.
And I like Lord and Miller, and they apparently directed half of this.
Yeah.
And apparently we're being told
Yeah.
that a lot of it's going to stay in there.
And hopefully, it's better than Justice League, which is not a high bar.
Yeah.
Listen,
exactly.
I'm
movie
gonna
that lost its
I'm
director
gonna come out
halfway,
right
and then
now
another
and
director
say
took over.
it's probably better than Justice League.
Yeah,
Here's the thing with Ron
the
Howard.
director move, yeah.
I've liked most of the Ron Howard movies that have come out in the recent years. There are a few in there that I have enjoyed.
Right.
Some of them I have not. Because
How do you feel about Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
It's real bad. It's terrible.
Look,
But
here's
the
my
Jim
thoughts
Carrey
about.
one.
Wait, wait.
title.
No,
Chris
no.
Hemsworth, Daniel Brühl, and Rush, very good.
Yes.
Very
Rush,
good.
good
I like
Here are my
Rush.
thoughts about that really quick. I think it's a bad movie, but
You like it.
it's still a little like kind
good
of
creative
entertaining.
choices.
There's
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey's really watchable.
It's Jim Carrey.
Jim
I
Carrey
think
is very
mostly.
watchable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, it's
what
better than
about
And I
Cat in
think
the
that's the
Hat.
thing about Ron Howard. I think that's the thing about. I think that's the thing about Ron Howard. With certain actors, he knows how to sort of pull a performance, or I don't know what it is, but a thing that you're like, okay, I can kind of. Maybe the movie is not as strong, but the performance or the story. It's
I
a
agree
little,
with you.
It's okay.
I feel like with Ron Howard's films in general, even if they are not great films overall, there are
Yeah.
at least enjoyable aspects of it, and
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, people love Willow, man.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Ron
Emma.
Howard.
I
Ron
love
Howard.
Will.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Da Vinci Code. I fell asleep. It was so fucking boring.
There's a trilogy.
So fucking boring.
There's a trilogy of films.
I kind of
And
like
I've
the
not
book.
No one cares.
So
The world
boring.
don't care.
But there are certain Ron Howard movies where I'm like, this is very engaging, fun. The characters are great.
Well, here's the thing about Ron Howard. Ron Howard, and I like Ron Howard. Ron Howard is maybe the best journeyman director. I would say
Absolutely.
Ron Howard doesn't have a voice. as a director.
Interesting.
I don't disagree with you, Cam. I know what you're saying.
And that's not like, if you look at Steven Spielberg's films, almost everything you can break them down to a father story, whether it be the father's not there in E.T. and what's that effect it have, or Jurassic Park where a man has to learn to be a father and he doesn't like kids.
And enjoy children.
It all comes down to father. Most filmmakers, you can kind of go, Sam Peckinpah's like the violent nature of man. Ron Howard, I think because he was born in this industry and like was in movies by age 2, if you were to go like, what's Ron Howard, what's the thing?
Yeah.
There's no through line. There's no through line.
Getting it done, telling a story,
and that's
getting
what
it
makes
done.
someone a journeyman. And that's not a diss on the man.
No.
Journeyman, they get shit done. You need to make a movie. You got to get that shit done. Not everyone can be an artist who takes 4 years between films.
Sure.
Movies got to get made, and he's the best. But it never tells me what a movie's going to be.
Absolutely.
When Ron Howard gets announced for a picture, I'm like, that will look good.
Yeah.
I have not. I
You
don't
are a
know
solid
what else that's
director.
going to do.
And I think that this is a shining example of that. I mean, when it was announced that, Lord Miller had been fired and that they were bringing in Ron Howard, I went, you know what? It's going to be a movie, and it's going to be well composed.
Yes.
You can find me at L_Santo We gotta finish this shit show.
Can Chris Rock voice Chewbacca?
Emma?
I am at Emma Fife all over the internet, wherever Emma Fifes are sold. Hashtag save the porks. Hashtag
Eat the
pork
pork.
nation.
Hashtag eat the pork.
No. Also, if you guys like Star Wars, which probably you do if you're watching this trailer, you guys should watch our Star Wars RPG on Hype RPG over on our Twitch channel. It's called Pencils and Parsecs. Both Hector and I are on it. 8 p.m. Pacific time every Wednesday night.
Also,
Goddamn right.
follow Emma, because sometimes Ryan Johnson will respond to her
That's true.
tweets.
Ryan,
That's also very, very
and
true.
if you hate Last Jedi, then
Go let's get up! Come at us, because we love it! Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments in the comment section below.
I don't give a shit, Bert! Get out of here, Bert! You ain't on mic, baby! You ain't on mic, Bert!
Just cut, Lucas, cut.
Cut it off.
We don't need to see how Han Solo gets a fucking blaster! God damn it!
We saw it in the trailer. Woody Harrelson gives it to him.
Guys, leave your comments below,
hands it
and
to
we'll
him.
see you in the next video.